Hey there, and welcome back to this random ass Soul Level 1 playthrough of Dark Souls 3. Last time we finished the Cathedral of the Deep, so today we're going to be heading into the next area. Except not really, because we're actually heading into the Cathedral, because I totally forgot to give Sigurd his armor last time, so before I head into the Faron Keep for real, I'm going to actually go ahead and give him his armor. There you go. So now that Sigurd is having his fun down in the well, I'm going to go ahead and equip a dagger on my left hand so I can use quick step. Except, well, you'll see in a second here, it doesn't work. So I tried to go ahead and two-hand the dagger, but I kind of struggle like an idiot, and eventually I realize it's not going to work, so I take the dagger off my left hand and put it on my right, where now I can eventually, there we go. I can actually quick step now, and it just took me 5 minutes to figure out how to do it. So here we are at Faron Keep, which, in case you weren't aware, is pretty much the worst area in the game. And doing it at Soul Level 1 is actually even worse, so what a great fun time we have ahead of us. So eventually I go ahead and kill all of these slugs and pick up this ragged mask, which is pretty much pointless. So because I want to make this more comfortable for myself, for the moment I'm just going to follow the main road so I can get all the fires that are around, but I'm also going to collect a whole bunch of items that are just laying around close by. So there's a Titanite shard there, and after killing this thing, there's also an Estus shard right here, which will be pretty good, and I'm also going to kill a whole bunch of slugs. Some rotten pine resin, which is a thing. And now I'm going to head on towards the first fire that needs to be extinguished, but pick up this thing first. So head on up the stairs and eat the moss to get rid of the poison and also heal back up, because now there's two dudes I need to kill, and well, I'm gonna try to parry them and fail miserably. So there he goes. He gives me a Titanite shard, which is awfully nice of him. Now I'm also going to try to parry this guy, but I'm going to fail yet again. But he gives me a free backstab, so I just go ahead and take it. And right as he tries to get up, he just dies. And after healing, I go ahead and extinguish the first flame. So heading on with the rest of the stage, this guy throws some shit at me, and a little bit later I come across this guy, so I sneak in with a charge attack. And after dodging his jump, I try to go ahead and kill him, and he just grabs me. So that was very fun. This animation is pretty friggin' violent, I gotta admit. And there he goes, he's dead. And I hope to God I never have to face one of those things again. So heading forward, I find this item over here, which is just Titanite shard, but I also go ahead and pick it up. One more Titanite shard on the road. And now it's time to climb the stairs once again to head on to the second flame that has to be extinguished. Take some time to look out on the horizon, realize I want no business with that. Have this guy throw some shit at me too, except I managed to not get hit. Well, not exactly, but you know what I mean. He gives me some rotten pine resin, and now it's on to extinguish the second flame, after grabbing some moss. So now that that's done, I go ahead and take my time to heal, and now I move on to this bridge over here where there's 3 guys that need to die. So after promptly killing the first 2, I head on to the third, who manages to stab me. And then I go ahead and cut him to pieces. And now I can go ahead and claim my free bonfire before I keep moving on with the rest of the stage. So now it's time to head on to the third flame, but before that I have to go over here to grab this undead bone shard, get a close call with death and try to roll out, only to realize it doesn't work, so go ahead and heal instead, get hit one more time, and kill the rest of them. There we go, and finally grab your undead bone shard before proceeding along. So after killing some slugs and walking through the poison, I pick up the other Titanite shard that's on the way, and now it's time to move on towards the third flame, with these giant tree trunk wielding bastards on the way. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this armor set right here by slowly rolling through all the poison. So there you go. And after that, it's time to pick a fight with them. So I start by throwing a firebomb, but I miss, but it still aggroes him, which is exactly what I want. So we'll go ahead and roll to solid ground so we can move around better, heal up to try and survive. That's a bit better, but it doesn't really work anyway. So we'll go ahead and start slapping him, get hit a few times, and now I got staggered and I died. So that was fun. So after picking my souls back up and retrying myself, I managed to actually hit the firebomb this time. So he aggroes towards me once again, and I'm going to try and kill him another time. So I think it's a little bit better this time. But well, it kind of takes a while. I get hit a few times there. Managed to kill him right here and almost died, even though he was already dead, which is one of the things that can happen with these guys, and it's one of the many reasons why I hate them. Pick up another Titanite shard on the way, and head on towards the second set of stairs. Look around a little, and realize there's nothing, so go ahead, except, oh wait, there is something. So since he's coming towards me, I start heading back the way I came so I can reach solid ground to move around a little better. Get staggered and hit by one of those little sprite thingies. So now I start rolling around him so I can slap him like the last guy. And everything is going well. I'm managing to avoid all the little sprite summons and dodging the tree. So I'm just going to keep going at it slowly and fail to dodge miserably and die. So after dying to these guys twice, I decide I've had enough, so I just decide I'm going to ignore them and start rolling like a madman to get to the end faster. So there you go, start rolling through the swamp some more, take a look at the other guy to make sure that he's not too close. As for the second one, well, there he is. So give that another try, and after finally making my way onto the stairs, I decide I'm going to try to heal. And I mess up, so I accidentally threw a firebomb in the ground. And now I realize these guys are actually coming after me, so I decide I'm going to lure them on a merry-go-round and try to jump off the rocks, but, well, as you can see, it didn't exactly work out. So instead I'm just going to panic and start leaving them behind. So I then start to run down the stairs in an attempt to flee away from them. And then this guy that I backstabbed decides to start coming after me as well, so I go ahead and I kill him to make things easier on myself, and I start throwing black firebombs at them to try and kill the one that's already almost dead. But it doesn't really work out. He manages to survive just barely, so I rid myself of the poison, and now I've attracted the basilisk, and now there's a shit ton of stuff after me. And, well, yeah, it was bound to happen eventually. So now it's time for attempt number 4, I think. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. This time I managed to remember that if you extinguish the flame, you actually get invincibility frames. So I go ahead and do just that and use my invincibility frames to not die. And I managed to just barely roll out of the way. I also pick up this homeward bow just because I could, and I decide I'm going to start running from these guys once again, making sure to backstab this guy. And I see that they're actually stuck over there, which is pretty good for me, because that means I don't have to worry about them anymore. Well, since they decide not to come after me, I'm going to heal up and start heading down the stairs once again, so I can pick up my souls, and also go ahead and pick up the scrolls that are around here. Well, the scroll, in this fashion, I suppose. Afterwards, I'm gonna head on over and challenge Mr. High Soul again, since he killed me last time, so of course I start out with a dishonorable backstab. After the backstab, I go ahead and use a charge attack and some couple R1s, and he's almost already dead, but he goes in heal, so I decide I'm going to go after him to give him a taste of my sword while he's trying to heal, and well, he eventually manages to survive because I didn't have enough stamina to land the final blow, and now he starts checking shit at me, so I'm just going to go ahead and hide behind this log. So while I'm waiting for him to come to me, I'm going to just stand there. If I was smart, I would have used the moss to get rid of the poison, so that I wouldn't be losing my health, and I could have had max health for all my lords, and well, I ended up regretting it. So since he managed to kill me again, I decided I'm just going to forget about him and keep moving like he doesn't exist. So now after killing the slugs, I'm going to climb this ladder to head on to the Old Wolf bonfire. First I have to kill this bug for some twinkling titanite, which I don't even know if I'll need. Also, break this illusory wall to get the Dream Chaser's ashes, which allows you to buy Titanite shards, I believe, but I could be wrong because I'm stupid. Anyway, light the bonfire. So after that I'm going to use another ember, and I'm also going to head on to the elevator so I can get up to fight the big stone demon guy. That's his name from now on. So this fight's pretty easy. You just uses his super slow attacks and you go ahead and you bash him while you're waiting. Dodge the club and, well, just keep going, but I ended up getting grabbed, which could have been bad, but as you can see, I managed to just barely make it out by mashing my controller like the mad lad. Anyway, after healing and dodging his slow ass butt stomp, I go ahead and basically just kill him, so there you go. That's 5,000 souls and his soul, which gives you another 20,000 if you decide to sell it. But, you know, if I'll sell it, maybe I'll use it for something. Anyway, head on to the little secret passage, kick the bug because it's funny. And here's your first large Titanite shard, and after killing this one, here's your second one, which is unfortunately not enough to upgrade my sword once more, but oh well. Also pick up the junk that's laying around because it's bothering me otherwise. So heading up the stairs and killing the Titanite bug that's there grants me a heavy gem, which is pretty much pointless for me because I don't have any strength to speak of. And then I started struggling pretty hardcore against this guy for some reason. But I decided to play it patient, and eventually he dies. It took way longer than it should have, and it also cost me way too much health, but oh well. Break this guy's shield and get the crit. Also use a plunge attack for this one because you're fancy maybe. And now you can go ahead and kill the two remaining enemies. Of course, make sure you break his shield as well. And one more crit. So after having done all of that, it's time to head back to the elevator to ride it back down so we can keep on moving with the rest of the stage. But before I do that, I'm gonna head to Firelink Shrine to do stuff, I suppose. So start off by going to see Mr. Andre and use the Estus shard you picked up to reinforce your Estus flask, of course. Now I'm going to go see the Shrine Maiden so I can give her the Dream Chaser's ashes, which I just picked up not too long ago. And I'm going to buy a couple of stuff, including the gold pine resin and the gold pine bundles. That's here now. So since I was running kind of low on souls, I decided to go ahead and sell the Soul of the Deacons of the Deep because it's not like I'm going to need it anyway. Buy the life ring as well as the 3 remaining pine bundles that I hadn't bought before, and I'm going to go ahead and equip the life ring instead of the Pontiff's left eye because I feel it'll be better. And I'm also going to burn the undead bone shard that I picked up before heading back to Fair Keep. So now it's time for a little bit more messing around to pick up some other random junk that's laying around, including some Titanite shards and some more gold pine bundles. If I'd known there were some around here, I wouldn't have bought all those. And there's also the giant shooting at the crab, which kind of helps make this fight a whole lot easier. So since I'm here, I'm just going to take this opportunity to kill him, since the giant is basically doing all of the work for me. Mess up my heavy attack, but it doesn't matter because, well, the giant has my back, and there you go, the crab is dead. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pick up all of this stuff, including the dusk crown and the white branches. I also got a ring from the crab, which gives you more duration on the effects of your spells, which, well, maybe it'll be useful one day if I ever do use any spells. Pick up an ember and go backstab some guys. So I'm going to go ahead and kill all of those bastards around here, including this one. And with these two down, there's only this one over there, which I'm going to start off with a jump attack, after which I miss my follow-up, so I get stabbed in the face. But I eventually managed to basically just circle around and get a backstab, and also here's another scroll after I heal, of course. So afterwards I went ahead and had a look at the stage a little more, but I realized there wasn't much of anything, so I decided to use a normal bone, and I was planning on going back to the beginning of the stage, but I accidentally went back to Firelink instead, so I took the time to speak with Miss here, and then I went back to the bonfire so I could head back to the stage for real. So I went back to the first bonfire of Fair Keep, and I went ahead and picked up these purple moss clumps. And I also decided I would go ahead and pick up this item over here. By the way, do you remember the dagger and the quickstep I was supposed to use? Well, yeah, I never did. Anyway, that was Iron Flesh, which is a pyromancy that I may or may not use eventually. So now I decide I'm going to start heading on towards the boss fight, actually. So I start off by equipping some charcoal pine resin on my hotbar, so I'll be able to use it later. On the way there's these guys that you have to kill, and I start by messing it up terribly, and also he starts to fall down here, but I do eventually kill him, and after that I'm just going to go ahead and kill all of these guys by missing my backstab on the first one, of course. Did get the backstab on the second one though, and he managed to survive with like 1 HP, so kill him and kill him as well, and eventually you'll be able to move on. There you go. So now I'm in front of the boss gate basically, and there's the dark wraiths killing all the grooves over there. And there you go. So they kill him, and one of them decides to go ahead and kill the groove that's over there, but the other one decides to come after me, so I decide I'm going to kill him, which is not a good idea, because I should have gotten the bonfire before, so I wouldn't have had to go back all the way if I died, but I do eventually kill him without too much problem, and I decide I'm going to take the bonfire before I go for the other one and die. So after lighting the bonfire and equipping the moss from my hotbar, I went back to the stage and started backstabbing all these guys because they were annoying. Also pick up this ember over here and challenge the second dark wraith. And this fight goes more or less like the first one. Get backstab and use a charge attack, which missed because you're bad and you weren't timed correctly, but oh well. Use your shield to block that one, so took a little bit of damage, but it's no big deal, and there he goes. He's dead, and he gives me a cracked red eye orb, which I can't use anyway, so whatever. Kill this guy and pick up his loot as well. So after that there's just this guy over here that's left to kill, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Dodge his attack and kill him. Now it's time to backstab these guys, which are just standing there in front of the door. They're being oddly nice and just letting me kill them for free. Heal back up to full so you can have your lords and start heading into the fight with the Abyss Watchers. So as you can see, I've used some charcoal pine resin to get some fire on my sword, get a backstab, which looked janky as all hell. Start giving him some R1s and get shield broken because he tried to use your shield. And then I tried to heal there, but I hadn't switched back to my SS, so I just ended up using the charcoal pine resin again. I tried to roll, but this guy came in and he just body blocked me. I almost died, but then the other Watcher decided to come in and save me and start trying to kill me as well. So after all of that, I'm gonna heal back to full to take advantage of my lords, and the main Watcher is just standing there and watching him fight, so I went ahead and took this opportunity to get a free backstab before rolling out of all the chaos so that I didn't die. And since he's just standing there still, I'm going to go ahead and give him another backstab. And as he gets up, I go ahead and get a couple R1s, but I don't manage to finish him off, so instead I just peace out and I try to kill him, but I mess up terribly. And eventually I start running away so I could heal. And after doing that, I start running right back in so I can kill the guy, and there you go. Right here. Easy dash attack. So before second phase starts, I went ahead and used the charcoal pine resin to apply fire to my sword once again. And now I'm just going to head straight in to fight him. So second phase was kind of sloppy, but second phase is a little easier because, well, there's only one guy to kill, so there's not as much stuff that can go wrong, but, well, you could still die, but he was kind of nice and he started giving me some easy patterns to punish. So I just got a free backstab at the beginning, and then I started using dash attacks followed by some R1s, and that was all. And then he did the jump attack again, so one more backstab. No, wait, I messed up and I went for 2 R1s, but it was good enough to kill him anyway, so that's all that matters. So after lighting the bonfire and claiming my 18,000 souls that I got from the fight, I go back to the final bonfire of the area, so I can murder a couple of groups, of course. That's all that's important. But there's also this crystal lizard over here, and, well, I don't really need to kill him, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But he does give Titanite scale, which I might use for a weapon later on, so it's always worth killing him anyway. So after dodging his attack, I went and kept whacking him with my sword, and after a good amount of whacks, he finally decided to stagger, and give me the crit, which allowed me to finish him off. I then went ahead and opened the door that leads back to Roll of Sacrifices, and I pick up the Great Magic Weapon spell as well. So before I finish up, I head down here to pick up the stuff, including an Atonement spell, as well as a Hollow Gem over here. And I realized those are the souls I lost when I died to Hyssel over there, so I figure I'm going to pick those up, but I end up falling somewhere and I realized that I'm actually stuck in the geometry, which is weird. So the basilisks come over and I decided to probably use the number 1 bone to peace out before they end up cursing me and I die, so I head back to Firelink Shrine and finish my business there. So in Firelink I'm going to go ahead and see Mr. Pyro Daddy, and I'm going to pick up his gesture, and I'm also going to reinforce my Pyromancy Flame in case I want to use it for stuff later on. And after that I'm going to go see Mr. Orbeck so I can give him the scrolls that he wants, that I picked up while I was out in Farenkeep. And I'm going to take this opportunity to buy something, which is Spook, so maybe I'll use it for some shortcuts later down the road if I don't feel like messing around with a certain part of the stage. I then went on to see Mr. Ludleth so I could see what I could get from the 2 souls I picked up during the stage, but well, there isn't much of any worth except maybe the Havel's Ring, but I decided I don't really need it right now, so I'm going to leave it there for now. And that's going to be where I end it for today, so once again I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, well that's cool. If you didn't, well sorry, I tried my best. I'll see you next time. Bye!